And we're back for another edition of Topics here on IBNX Radio. I'm Tone Taylor.
And I'm deaf again because you always yelling and got the speaker all the way up.
Yo.
What up, y'all? What's going on? It's Chris Harris. What's going on?
Another Wednesday, another edition of Topics. It's going to be another great show. You feeling good today?
I'm feeling great today. How are you?
I'm feeling always great.
Really don't care.
So you shouldn't have asked.
Yeah, let's go. Get right to it, please.
It didn't matter what you said because you asked the question.
Let's get right to it.
So let's get to it. We bring you that raw, real, and respectable sports talk. Now let's get to it. Let's jump into this playoff talk.
It's crazy playoff talk.
Crazy? Insane?
I love it. I love it.
You got to.
I love it. I love
You
it.
got to.
As a
Expect
basketball fan,
unexpected.
I can't be mad right now.
Absolutely not.
As an overall basketball fan, I cannot be mad right now.
Some people are a little upset.
Some people
but,
are a little upset,
you know.
but I can't be like completely mad right now. Let's jump right into the Celtics series.
Definitely. Oh, let's do it.
Let's jump right into the Celtics series.
The domination of the Celtics.
Game one definitely a dominant. Game two more resilience, I would say, than
Okay.
dominance,
Okay.
because they weren't winning the first half of basketball. So I would say they were more resilient. But I'm gonna let you. What was your take on the dominance? Were you surprised by their dominance in game one?
Was I surprised? I actually thought. So you know what? I guess I can say I was surprised because I thought
That he
that
was gonna
Cleveland
ride
will
the
come.
wave?
Cleveland will come into this game one and win.
Mm.
I thought I thought at least it would be a split.
Okay.
You know,
I thought that. I didn't think they was gonna come in
and put up a dud like that.
If I had to guess, I was gonna say if they was gonna win the series, I was gonna say they was gonna win in 6.
Mm-hmm.
They was gonna split in Boston, sweep in Cleveland, lose 5 in Boston, and close it out in Cleveland in 6.
So you had.
I had them winning in 6.
You had Boston winning in
No,
6? You had
Cleveland
Cleveland
winning
winning in
in
6.
6.
Okay, you had them splitting
Because
in Boston.
after the 4, it goes 1-1-1.
Yes.
So I felt like they was gonna sweep at home. I thought they was gonna split in Boston,
Sweep
at home, lose in Boston.
and
Sweep in Cleveland,
then go to
lose
Boston,
and then come back and clinch. But yeah, that's completely changed.
absolutely,
Absolutely changed.
absolutely. So
Absolutely
I mean, I
changed.
could say I was surprised. I the way they came out so lethargic.
Right.
LeBron didn't look.
He wasn't
intrigued.
aggressive.
I understand. After the game, he says, it's his feel out game. Okay, feel it out for the first quarter. But all 4 quarters, I mean, I'm not gonna knock him. This is what he does. If you look
usually
at the
does
history of LeBron
He's
James
lost
in game one,
and then he
it
turns
is his
around and
feel
wins
out
the
game.
series.
But it was just everything just looked slow. Everything looked like they were not interested. And it comes from your leader. They follow LeBron.
Gotta hold him
Everything he
accountable
does.
for that. You
So
gotta
I have to hold him
for that.
accountable for that. So yes,
But do you
I
hold
was
him
surprised.
accountable for last night too?
It's hard to say I hold him accountable
Okay.
because
42, 12, and 10 is hard to
42
hold somebody accountable.
it's very difficult. It's very, very, very difficult. You understand? He had 21 in the first quarter?
Mm-hmm.
21
out of
point-
25. In the first
Yeah,
quarter,
21
27. It was out of
21 points in the
27,
first
something
quarter. So what I wanted him to do, come out and
like that. Be aggressive.
but you seen even with him coming out and playing like that, the Celtics are not the Raptors. They did not get scared by the way LeBron was going at them. They did not get flustered. They stayed true to who they are.
Well,
Stay true to the game plan,
I mean,
the system.
I think I give the Celtics credit because you've had 2 different defensive game plans in 2 different games, which is very hard to do in 3 days, and you were able to execute those to the T.
Well, I agree with you on that, but it may be difficult for other teams that don't have Brad Stevens.
I mean, I would say, yeah, you could say that, but I mean, for you to come up with that, like, all right, we're going to do one defensive game plan in game 1, and then we're going to do a completely different game plan in game 2,
But it's probably
that's tough regardless.
it is tough
It's tough
regardless. But
regardless.
I doubt that they've never had that type of switch momentum in playing regardless throughout the season.
I don't think so, but I think that the game plan from defense in game 1 to the defensive plan in game 2 was so like
And we were
two
talking about
opposite ends of the spectrum. That's why I give them credit. It
Okay.
wasn't like they tweaked different things.
Mhm.
It was just like, yo, they did two completely different things.
You know, also what I also, they probably came in with a game plan, and this is why I put the genius so much on Brad Stevens.
You have to.
They probably came in with a game plan in game 2, and the way LeBron was going off in that first quarter, Brad Stevens calls a timeout, says, you know what? This is just me thinking off the top of my head. Let LeBron go off. Let him do what he does. We're going to stay. But because I don't think that they had that game plan initially. Because, the first game from game 1, I think I was like, okay, let's ride the wave and see how he adjusts in game 2. We know he's going to come out more aggressive.
Right.
Let's see. So the way he was coming out, the way he was hitting.
But the game plan in game 1 was let everybody else kill us. Don't let him kill us. Let everybody else kill us.
Mhm.
Right? In game 1. Game 2 was the complete opposite. Let him kill us, and we just going to limit everybody else. We're going to make everybody else non-existent. You see what I'm saying? So when you hear that, it's like, okay, that's an easy fix. But then no, it's not an easy fix. Because as a competitor still, you still got some pride as like, yo, I'm not just going to let this guy get 40.
Absolutely.
You know, but you got to be on something like, all right, I'll let him get 40 for the greater good.
He was hitting some difficult shots as well, though. So, I mean, he had hands up in his face. He was hitting. He was clicking.
Yeah.
So, but it took away the best aspect of his game, which is getting everyone
The
else
one thing
involved.
that I noticed, the biggest defensive adjustment that I noticed from game 1 to game 2 for Brad Stevens was, at game 1, he wide trapped. The second game, he didn't wide trap at all.
Okay.
So for all my basketball people out there, wide trap. What is a wide trap? When you trap the post, you have two major kind of traps. You have your X trap, which is if I'm posting up, usually the guy who I can see and help, if I look diagonal, either he's coming to X down and trap, and I'm forcing to skip and hoping that this corner guy jumps to the passing lane. But what you normally don't see, and this is what Greg Popovich has done in the past, is he's wide trapped. Him and Mike Fratello. Mike Fratello was big on wide trapping. Was it Mike Fratello? It might have been Mike Fratello. It was either Mike Fratello or somebody else. I can't remember who.
Memphis or?
I don't want to say it was Mike. Yeah, it was Mike Fratello. It wasn't Hubie Brown. It was Mike Fratello who did it. I don't know why I thought. I was saying Mike Fratello, but I had Hubie Brown's face.
Okay.
But it's Mike Fratello who I got it from where.
Bringing
If you're on the
help from
post,
the
right?
opposite.
So you got a help guy that way, and then you got a help guy who's underneath the basket, right? Or in that help to give up that doesn't give up the skip pass corner. Normally that middle guy, that help guy comes over, right? Or usually the guy you can see comes over. The wide trap is the guy that you don't see come.
That's how LeBron got hurt.
And that's how he got hurt, because normally you're used to trap coming middle and you spin baseline, right? But the thing is, I'm forcing you baseline and now the trap is coming. So I can't turn, because if I turn and try to throw the skip, the basket is there. It's not going to be as an accurate pass. So for them to wide trap, I thought that was brilliant, because you never see too many teams do that.
Only great defensive teams.
And then you go from that to not trapping at all. So that was the biggest adjustment I saw. That's why I felt it was pretty impressive.
I totally agree with that as well. That was, it just goes on the genius of Brad Stevens.
Like, I was like, okay, I've seen this before. I had to go back and look like, oh, he wide trapped. Okay. And I was like, ooh, that's interesting. The wide trap.
So, and then just to touch back on what you said, your question, can you blame it on LeBron? No, you can't. You can't. I mean, it's. I would be hating if I said that. At the end of the day, yes, you are the leader and you lead by example. But these guys got to show up.
What's a better example of 42, 12, and 10? What's a better example?
Exactly.
When you're in a must-win game. What's a better example?
And you know what hurts? His 42, 12, and 10 meant nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. It did
Absolutely
not touch
nothing.
anything. He had 21 in the first quarter and they were up 4. Or up 2 or something like that. At half, they were up 4. He only had 4 points in the second quarter, but they were up.
He went to the
6.
locker room in the second quarter, remember?
It was the second or third when he got
second quarter.
Second?
Yeah, it was second.
Oh, yeah, because he came back, and then it was the end of the half.
Yeah.
Okay. He was only in there for about 2-3 minutes. Doesn't
Right.
matter, but you're right. But come on.
I mean,
I'm a JR fan. I like JR.
And I'm glad you brought that up.
George Hill, this is your backcourt. This is your starting backcourt. J.R. Smith played 27 minutes.
How many points he had?
0.
My point exactly. And I'm glad you brought that up because every game that they've won, J.R. Smith, especially in the Toronto Series, he had double figures.
He averaged double
big
figures.
Double figures.
He averaged double figures.
We're talking like between 17 and like 21 double figures. We're not talking about 11.
But you know what I'm saying? And sorry to cut you off. And this brings back to the fact of everybody was saying, every time they lose, they'll say, LeBron doesn't have a team. Doesn't have this, doesn't have a team. That's not the factor. What I want you to understand is the team doesn't show up. Don't say he doesn't have a team when he wins because let's be serious. If it wasn't for those role players in the Raptors series,
he wouldn't be here.
It would not be a sweep, and he would not be here right now.
No Jeff Green and no J.R. Smith. You don't beat the Raptors. No Jeff Green and no J.R. Smith. You don't beat the Raptors. I'm sorry, you don't beat the Raptors.
And Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver averaged double. They had 5 players that averaged double figures in that Toronto series.
And them dudes is non-existent these last two.
The only
past
person
2 games.
showing up is Kevin Love.
That's it. So I mean, at this point, you can't blame LeBron because they're just playing better basketball right now. Like their guys are playing better basketball.
Absolutely.
So it's not LeBron this time. Like usually, LeBron has to be held accountable at some point. But come on, man. At the end of the day, let's go look at all the games. Like the games that J.R. Smith had to show up in the finals, the Cavs usually won. Mm-hmm. The year they won, the turnaround was the end of the half of the series, 4 through 7. He played well.
Absolutely.
So you need those guys to play well. 42 points is a lot of points, but in a team game, it's not a lot of points at all. You need 100 points to win.
At all. And just to reiterate with that, the only thing that I can put a little blame on LeBron is defensively. He's non-existent. And everybody's going to say, he's expending a lot of energy on offense.
You can't say that's the playoffs.
It's the playoffs. And he's doing all this. But it's a difference between effort and just not being able. He's not showing any at all. You've seen Terry Rozier, got, in the third quarter, he was guarding Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier went off in the third quarter. It was
going under a lot of screens.
Under a lot of screens, not going out. He was in the corner, wide open. LeBron just let him shoot. If you're going to make it, you're going to make it. He went off in the third quarter. Because in the first game, he didn't really have a great game the first game. First and second quarter, it was okay. He didn't play.
So do you think that may have been like a bench call? Like we're going to let him shoot?
Who, for Terry Rozier?
Because he didn't have a good first game?
No, I felt that LeBron is expending so much energy on offense. They're like, okay, we're going to put you on. Because in the first quarter, he was guarding Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown had a great first quarter.
Jaylen Brown had a great series.
But I'm just talking because we talk about LeBron having 21 in the first.
Jaylen Brown had
about a 12 in the first as well.
He's been hooping.
So
he's been the difference.
So to not have him, so maybe he could roam and stuff like that. They look at Terry didn't have a great first game. He's not having the first two quarters. Now you put him on him in the third, and he goes off. They're leading by example. You've seen the team look depleted. They were done. The team had no effort in game 2. Game 2 was horrible. Game 2 was
horrible, more worse than game 2.
Game 2, you having that lead, and it goes because
it wasn't a crazy lead though.
But you have a lead, and you look like you're disinterested. This is them all year. All year, they would have big leads, and by the third quarter, they don't have enough firepower, or they lose interest. Like we're just gonna coast. They don't have those people. They don't have, and usually
they don't have that extra notch right now.
Okay, we got 20-point lead.
Let's make
just
it 30.
in general. Let's make it 30.
They don't have that fight.
Let's chill. Let's relax.
You right.
So that's what's bothering me. Their backcourt, Boston 41 between Terry Rozier and Jaylen Brown, and you give me 3 points. 3 points.
There go the difference.
3 points.
There goes that's a 38-point difference.
Horrible.
38-point difference. And if I'm not mistaken, they lost the first game by 25. And they lost last night by what? 12, 13? There goes your difference right there. There goes your difference.
107 and 94. That's horrible.
So that's 13, right? 107, 94. Is that's 13?
13.
And then 25. That's 38. And if you look at the point differential, that's 38. There go your difference.
There you go right there, right?
There go your difference. So for all you people that want to blame LeBron, there go your difference. There you go. There go your difference right there. The backcourt is winning the series right now. That's all it is. And sometimes in basketball, it comes down to those little things.
Absolutely. I totally agree. You can't knock it.
There it is.
Moving on. I mean, we still have this basketball talk. What's next?
You think, really quick, you think the Celtics' success is hurting Kyrie? Because you've been hearing that a lot.
And this is what's bothering me. Because watching the game yesterday, I think it was the second quarter, they went on about a 4 to 5 minute scoring drought.
And you text me.
And
you
I
said
text
this
you.
is where they need Kyrie.
These are the times they miss Kyrie.
Right.
People that just watch basketball or are fans of basketball is a difference. So a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Kyrie's expendable now."
Shut your mouth.
Kyrie, they
Shut
can
your
trade
mouth.
Kyrie, and because Terry Rozier is stepping up, and they got Jaylen Brown, and they have Tatum. Yes, they have all of those players.
Terry Rozier is not Kyrie. How do you put Terry Rozier
Again,
and Kyrie
say it
in the
again.
same conversation?
Say it again.
Terry Rozier is not Kyrie.
He's not Kyrie Irving. Okay,
You
Understand.
just traded for Kyrie. Why would you trade him again?
Understand?
To where? To
Because
who?
people get stuck in the moment.
In the moment, you're right.
They live in the moment. Oh my
agree.
God, Boston is going crazy right now. They have no superstars, and they're on a tear. They could go to the NBA Finals. Yes, we know that. We understand that. But understand why teams that win NBA championships have superstars.
Listen. For everybody that says Kyrie's expendable, shut your mouth.
It makes
You guys
no
sound-
sense.
Makes no sense. I think one thing it does do, it makes Kyrie buy in a little more.
Of course.
You have to buy in more because, hey, we had success without you. So if it kind of puts a little pressure on Kyrie to now that when you come back next year, we need the same success, or you're going to be the first to blame.
But I also feel that him coming from a championship caliber team, he learned certain things from LeBron. I'll take nothing away from LeBron. He knows how to adjust in certain situations. He analyzes the game. He's a student of the game.
How much of this do you think? How much of the success do you think is on Kyrie in terms of maybe pulling Terry Rozier to the side and telling him to be aggressive, take these shots?
I think
let it
he's played
spin.
a whole. Listen, I give kudos to Kyrie Irving. He's on a bench. If you look on the bench, he's clapping. He's loud. He's getting his team involved. He's giving them the blueprint. Like, listen, this team has this, that, and the third, but
I think he
we
know how to
have
beat
more
them.
heart.
He know how to
Exactly.
beat them.
We have more heart. You can see it. You can see, like, regardless of the fact if he's on the court or not, he's letting them know. Listen,
This is their weakness.
this
their
is
strength,
their weakness,
and this is their
and this
weakness.
is their strength. We have way more heart than them.
I think so.
Absolutely. And he's not expendable. Those times when they're going on a 4-minute scoring drought against great teams, NBA championship caliber teams like a Houston and a Golden State, those droughts will turn into a 20-point deficit because you're playing a team that has only one player that can create his own shot. In LeBron, you have a defensive-minded team, a system team that can stay close. But those droughts will turn into 20 points, 25 points against these elite teams.
If you're not careful.
If you're not careful. So, yes, you need a Kyrie Irving for those places, for those spots. Get you a bucket to the basket. Let's think about it. Besides, he's 6'2"? Besides LeBron and maybe Westbrook, he's one of the best finishers at the rim and can shoot the three. He can stretch the floor. He can create his own shot, create shots for others, and he's a defensive nightmare. You're going to have all eyes on him. Right now, they're playing one-on-one basketball. They're not doubling anybody. They don't need to look at anybody. You need a Kyrie. Understand, that is asinine for people to even say, oh, he's expendable, he's this, that, and the third. Understand, there's a difference. You name me a team that didn't have a superstar that won, and I bet you the only team that you could possibly name is Detroit Pistons. And they got 2 possible Hall of Famers on that team. And if you don't believe the Hall of Famers, go look at Ben Wallace's numbers and go look at Dennis Rodman accolades. 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. But we got to take a quick break. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you good.
You're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Welcome back. You're tuning in to Topics here on IBNX Radio. We're going to move from the Eastern Conference to the Western Conference. Kevin Durant, 37, Game 1. Take a 1-0 lead. What do the Rockets need to do to even this series?
What? I would say I don't know, but it all starts with, if you look at this team, we understand that their system got them the number 1 overall seed. This system has been successful for them up to this point. Understand? Also understand that you're chasing a different beast right now.
Okay.
You're playing a different beast. Yes, you played them in a regular season.
You're a new team,
And
a
you
new look
won
team. Technically, this is your
2-1.
first year together.
Understand.
This is your first year together. These dudes is their fifth, sixth year.
Understand? This is a championship team.
Right.
So you're going to have to learn how to make adjustments mid-game. They need way, way, way more ball movement.
Yes, but
Way
however,
Go ahead.
right? This is the team that leads the NBA in isolation points,
Yes.
right? So
And
you
so
kind
that's-
of
they've been sticking to
you're basically telling them to change what got them to be the number 1 team in the NBA this year, right? And I get it. I can't tell you that you're wrong, right? But it's kind of like, yeah, we got to change it, but it's like it just didn't work. Game 1. Now, if it happens tonight and it's the same thing, I think the thing that stood out to me is right now, your 2 versus my 2 is playing even, in a sense.
Okay, so you're looking
Listen,
at...
so I'm looking at the two-headed monster, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Steph had 18, KD had 37. Right?
Okay.
Right? Chris Paul, 23. Right?
Mm-hmm.
James Harden, 41. Now, it was good to see James Harden actually show up for a playoff game. Because he's been like, to see him the way he came out, I was like, ooh, this going to be a series. Because I'm not going to lie, I expected him to lay an egg the first one. I expected him to lay an egg. So with those 2 guys, you're playing even, right? Now, here goes the significant drop-off, right? And this is what Golden State has always been good. Sean Livingston, Andre Iguodala, right? Those guys are good enough, I think, to start on other NBA teams. And they're the leaders of your second unit. So there's a drop-off in scoring, but not really that much of a significant drop-off. Now, the difference is Klay Thompson, 28, right? Your next leading scorer has 12. So, like I said before, in order for this series to work, when you got to limit Klay Thompson, you got to get Klay Thompson like to around that 18-point mark, right? And Eric Gordon has to score a little bit more. You see what I'm saying? I think those supporting guys have to play better. And it's the same thing with the same way Cleveland, how LeBron is, you got to have his supporting guys. Those guys got to be, like Houston is really good when James gets 35, Chris Paul gets 21, Eric Gordon gets 20. Clint Capella gets 15. Trevor Ariza has 15. That's when Houston is at his best, right? You played Luke Mbute, and he gave you absolutely nothing. Nothing. So you're getting a lot of guys right now on Houston that's giving you nothing. So I think to even this series, your supporting cast has to play better, and you can't let all 3 of those guys all 3 can't kill you.
Okay, so I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. Again, I'm not telling them to abandon what got them there, but again, playoff games are about adjustments.
Right.
Adjustments. So with this being said, now you have your main guy going off. Harden is going off. He's getting the pick and roll.
He's getting whatever he wants.
He's getting whatever he wants. But there's no separation. What's happening differently now? He's like before he would get. They sped up the game. Like, that was them. They're one of the fastest teams in the league, right? But now he's getting the separation, and he's getting the mismatch, but now he's dribbling. He's pounding the ball.
So he's slowing their own team.
They're slowing their own tempo down. He's dribbling. He dribbled the ball, and this is an interesting stat that I seen. He dribbled the ball 550 times, James Harden.
Jesus Christ. Klay Thompson has 60 with 11 dribbles.
Listen, 550 dribbles for James Harden. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson together combined had 549.
That's crazy. Okay.
So now the game is slowed down.
Leave it up to you with the craziest miscellaneous stats ever.
You know, this is what
But
I
go
do.
ahead.
So, yes, this is your system, but now your system they think that you're playing they make you think that you're playing your system, but now you're not speeding up the game. You're not playing as fast as you get. Those speed up games when you have the mismatch and you have the pick and roll and you're coming off the pick and roll, you're throwing the lobs up to Clint Capella, and Clint Capella is getting involved. He's blocking shots on defense. He wasn't doing anything on defense. He had 6 rebounds. Clint Capella coming into this game was averaging 15 and 12, 15 and 11. He had 12 and 6.
Guys,
12 and 6.
Guys, production is
Now it's production. Now you're not getting that same defensive. You're not getting stops. You're not running the floor. Things matter now. You're stopping the ball. You're getting these mismatches. And now, another stat that I seen that I had to calculate myself as well is he was dribbling the ball so much. His role players, right? If you're dribbling the shot clock to under 10 seconds, right? You're James Harden. You get the ball. He's dribbling. You give it when they finally throw a double team. Or if you don't get the shot you want, you're giving it to your role players with 3 seconds to go. Now you got to heave up a shot. The stats with under 3 seconds in the shot clock. The Rockets shot 4 for 14. They shot 14 shots with under 3 seconds. That's under duress. Mm-hmm. That's under duress. They shot 29%.
The lowest percentage shot in basketball.
Horrible. You're pounding the ball too much. Play your game. Yes, we know that's your isolation. You don't have to abandon that, but attack them early.
In the shot clock.
In the shot clock. Get out and run. Get your big man involved. Yes, he had a few lobs. But it was a totally different aspect. That defense, the Warriors defense, stepped up. This is what we know that they're known to do. We understand that. It's all about adjustments. Okay, they got us thinking that we're still playing our game, but now we're pounding the ball to the last seconds of the shot clock. You're not getting high percentage shots anymore.
The problem is, I think with game 1 was like, we don't want to start playing fast because I think they're better at it playing faster than us. So let's try to slow that down. It didn't work, so maybe let's try shooting early in the shot clock and let's see.
Stay true to who you are. Stay true to who you are.
I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing.
True to who you are.
All right, let's. The Suns, right? Phoenix Suns got the #1 pick last night in the draft lottery for the first time in franchise history, right? So we're going to put our GM hats on for everybody, and we're going to go through the whole lottery, first through 14 picks, right? And we're going to go by team, and we're going to go who we think is the best fit for each team.
Okay.
Right? Is that fair?
Absolutely.
All right. So first 3 picks is the Suns, Kings, Atlanta Hawks. Right? First pick in the draft, who you got? If you the Suns, who are you taking?
I think it's a no-brainer.
I think it's a no-brainer also.
I mean, some people may have different issues, but, about needs and wants. Understand this.
You need a big man.
This guy has been in your backyard.
For a year.
All year.
So you're going with DeAndre Ayton.
You have to go with DeAndre Ayton.
Now, that's crazy, right? Because you said this guy is in your backyard, right? So let me ask you this, right? You don't take the hometown kid who grew up who grew up there?
With who's from Arizona?
Marvin Bagley. Marvin Bagley's not from California. He's from Arizona.
Oh, why did I think he was from California?
No, Marvin Bagley's from Phoenix.
Okay.
No, you still don't take him? I agree with you at this one. Like, I feel like you drafted Marquise Chris early. He's pretty productive. And he's pretty productive, but I think he'll be more productive if he can go with a solid big man where you don't have to throw him. He could go on that back end and be a Kenneth Faried type.
Now, what I tell you is this, though. And I understand the logic of some people saying, oh, I don't know if I could go with Ayton, because if you look at the 5 in the West, it's almost obsolete because for a legit 5, he's a legit 5. Like,
I don't think so. I think people forget, like, he can step out on the perimeter and hit the 18-footer. Is that his bread and butter? No. Is that his bread and butter? No, but I think outside of, well, it's 3 big men in the West that can step out and play on the perimeter. Jokic, Cousins, Towns. Those are the only 3. So I think,
but he's a legit 7-footer. It's like
I think you can't pay. This is what you need. This is what you need. You need a big. So you go get a big. You need a big. So you go get a big. That's why I'm taking DeAndre Ayton.
Absolutely.
In the second pick, I'm taking Marvin Bagley.
If you Sacramento?
I'm taking Marvin Bagley. I got a young group with De'Aaron Fox, Willie Cauley-Stein. I think if you get Marvin Bagley, you got Buddy Hield. Mm-hmm. I think you become young, but that's not a bad group. I think Marvin Bagley can play some 4, and I think he'll be a better 4 in the NBA than he will be a 5 in the NBA. He can play on the perimeter. He's not uncomfortable with the ball in his hands on the perimeter in terms of catching a hot mid-post, high post, top of the key, surveying, making passes, knocking down the open jump shot. Like, his game really reminds me of Chris Bosh. Is it as polished right now? No. But I think the way, and I think that makes you, that's a good young nucleus to have. And you become one of the more athletic teams when you draft him. You're still an athletic team. So I like Marvin Bagley with that second pick.
Okay.
Now, we're going back to the Suns. I could see them people out there want to draft Luka Doncic because they just hired his coach from the Croatian national team.
See how things get a little different now.
I don't think because he's a point guard. He's 6'8", he's a point guard.
He's 6'8", but they say he's a shooting guard as well. Like they say he's a can't miss guy. They say he's NBA ready right now.
You got an NBA ready guy right now in Devin Booker.
That's why I don't feel.
That's why I don't feel like you should take him because you got Elfrid Payton and you got Devin Booker, Josh Jackson, Marquise Chris, DeAndre Ayton. That's a very young, good, athletic, and starting 5. They're not good, but they're athletic. That's the type of athleticism you want to have in your NBA starting 5, in my opinion. Those guys can switch out, guard multiple positions, stuff like that. So So who do you? If you're the Kings, who are you taking?
And I was actually going back and forth between Marvin Bagley and the dude from Luka. So I was like, Marvin Bagley for that spot, what they need with the pieces around him, I was like, okay, I can see that happening. But I think they would go Luka because of who they have in the front office with Vlade Divac.
Right.
So I felt with that connection, they probably would go Luka. 6'8", can stretch the floor. They say he's NBA ready. He can start at the 2 or the 3.
The problem is, I think in order for him to be successful, he needs the ball in his hands. And the two teams that have these first 2 picks, they have guys who need the guys that you drafted before need the ball in their hand to be like you didn't draft De'Aaron Fox one year to move him off the ball the next year. He can't play off the ball.
I don't know.
From what I've seen, I think the kid can create. He needs the ball in his hand.
That's why
I'm taking Marvin Bagley.
Okay.
Like he drops. In my opinion, the 4th.
He would drop.
In my opinion, the 4th. If I had to guess it, he would drop Memphis? The 4th to Memphis.
You don't think
and I have a reason why. I think the surprise would be Mo with the Hawks with the 3rd pick, Mo Bamba, because Lloyd Pierce is known to preach defense. I'm this defensive guy. I think Mo Bamba right now impacts the game the way he's most impactful right now. And I'm not being biased on the defensive end. From here, he was second in the country in block shots. And, I mean, they don't have this stat, but I'm pretty sure he probably led the country in shots changed.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I tell people all the time, I said, Mo Bamba, he's 18, going to be 19. By the time he's 23, 24, his 5th year in the league, that's when you'll start wiping off the dirt on his offensive game, knocking off the polish. And you'll start seeing him, like I see offensive greatness in Mo. It just got to be
polished.
Yeah, it just got to be polished right now. You just got to sharpen those tools. I think Mo is going to sneak into the 3rd round because I think defensively he's 3rd pick because I think he's probably the best defensive player in the draft right now in terms of impacting the defense more than offense. And Lloyd Pierce is this defensive guy.
Okay. Well, I have Bagley going to Atlanta.
Okay.
4th. To Memphis, I have Jaren Jackson.
Okay, I had Jaren Jackson dropping. I
felt
dropping.
if he doesn't go 4th, he definitely drops.
Okay.
Who'd you have going?
Luka. I got Luka going because I feel like with Mike Conley being hurt, you never know what you're going. I mean, with him, Tyreek Evans, and Luka. Those three on the perimeter, you can do a little something because you still got Gasol. Gasol.
But now you also say with their point is needing the ball in their hand. If you have Conley and you have Tyreek, they need the ball in their hand.
But the thing with Mike is still pass first. That Mike is different. I think Mike Conley is different from every other point guard because Mike is still your traditional pass first. He just ain't got nobody to pass to outside of Marc Gasol.
Tyreek played good last. He showed.
Yeah. But I think Tyreek is that good 3rd guy. He's that 3rd guy. Like he's better at that 3rd guy because he's gonna create a lot more mismatches. Because
so you're gonna have
or your 2nd guy. He can't be your primary guy. And Luka be your 3rd guy. Mike Conley.
Okay, so
Mike Conley, Tyreek Evans
first anyway. So
Mike Conley, then Tyreek, then Luka. Okay. So Mike Conley's gonna get those guys involved early, space them out. You gotta get you somebody like a stretch four. We got Luke on one side of stretch four. You can drop it off the Gasol, and then if you don't got it, Tyreek Evans can handle it underneath the shot clock. 14 on the shot clock.
Absolutely.
You give him the ball, let him boogie.
Let go. Okay.
We gotta take a break soon or no? No, we got a little bit of time.
5, Dallas. I have Mo Bamba going to Dallas.
Really?
Yes.
I don't see it.
I have him going.
I don't see it.
Power 4.
I don't see it with the acquisition of Nerlens Noel. I don't see it.
Nerlens Noel,
I think they're gonna just let him rock. I think they're gonna let him rock.
I don't. Nerlens Noel, I just don't see that it factor. He will be a good player coming off the bench, and with the exit of Dirk, Hall of Famer, he's on his way out. He's not playing that many minutes.
That's why I got a different pick.
That's why I see Mo Bamba. He get the tutelage or whatever the situation is.
He's not Dirk though.
But he's
not Dirk. But I think the player who can come in and kind of fit that role, even though he's not 7-foot, is Michael Porter.
I thought Michael Porter.
I think Michael Porter, because Michael Porter's perimeter oriented, you kind of can put him in the same spots as Dirk to be successful. He's not a great 3-point shooter, but spotting up, feet set, he can knock down. He has NBA range. I seen the kid. He has NBA range. People in high school compared him to Kevin Durant. I don't think he was Kevin Durant because he didn't really create that great off the bounce.
Who, Michael Porter?
Michael Porter, but that mid-range, mid-post and stuff like that.
Said they remind him of him?
Who?
Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady said Michael Porter Jr. reminds himself of him.
I don't know. Tracy McGrady is way more athletic, way more explosive than Michael Porter.
Is athletic.
He's not like Tracy McGrady.
All right, but no, okay.
He's not Tracy.
How many players really are as athletic as him?
In this draft? Not too many, if any.
At all. 6 to Orlando, I had Wendell Carter.
Really?
Yes, that was my little surprise.
No way.
No way. That was my surprise move up. That was
really?
Yes. They need somebody down there. Me personally, I think it would be a surprise, but I think he moves into that spot, and they pick him. I see it.
Wow.
I see it.
Wow.
I gotta always throw a little.
That was crazy. I wasn't expecting that one.
I always gotta throw.
I'm looking at you kind of funny, like you're kind of bugging right now.
That's.
When do call that 6? Let me ask you a question. Who plays point guard for the Orlando Magic right now?
Peyton.
How? Because he's got traded to Phoenix during the trade now.
He did. Who does play at the one?
Trae Young. That's who they going to draft.
No, I don't.
That's who they going to draft. That's exactly why I'm looking at you like,
nah.
Come on, man. You don't even know the starting point guard for the Orlando Magic right now.
Fine.
That's why I think you
need it.
Did you mean
you
need it? The most important position in the NBA. You don't know who starts on a professional NBA team.
I think.
No.
But listen,
No,
the
man.
reason I don't have Trae, and I was thinking like, yo, there's point guards that can get picked. They're not. Everybody's not sold on him.
Listen,
I'm telling you, everybody is not.
You need
sold
a point
on
guard, and who you gonna take? You got. And he's gonna sell tickets.
Not sold on it.
You gonna sell tickets, bro? He's gonna sell tickets. Trae Young is going 6 to Orlando.
I'm telling you, I don't think so.
Okay, do we got to
I
take a
don't
break?
think so. Yeah.
Let's take a break. Soon. Tune in to Topics here on IBNX Radio. We're going to continue to finish the draft, picks 7 through 14.
And gentlemen, ladies and girls, each and every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. to JC Squared on the Air Show, featuring Jason, J-Boy, Kerry, and Hoover, the socialite. JC Squared on the Air. Reason Monday is your new favorite day of the week. Music, special guest, celebrity birthday, the daily, non-student segment, crazy holiday, and today in hip hop. Check out IBNX Radio and the JC Squared on the Air Show. So much fun you didn't even realize you learned something.
This message has been brought to you by Day Ray Media.
And we're back. You're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio. So right now we're going through the lottery picks of the draft, and we're picking what teams possibly will pick which player. We're putting our GM hats on. We just finished with the 6th pick. Chris picked Trae Young, which is a great pick. I had him on my other list. So
Okay.
so don't
You
make
got 2 lists?
Listen.
Who are you?
Listen.
You make everything so complicated.
Listen, this is me.
Why you make everything so complicated?
Don't worry about me.
You make everything mad complicated.
Why?
There's no need for that.
You ain't got to worry. Did you do it or did I do it?
It don't
did
matter.
You do it or did I do it?
It affects
did
me.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
at
does.
all.
All right. So
7th pick, Chicago.
7th pick, Chicago. Jaren Jackson. I think him and Mo is gonna switch.
Okay, so
I
I have Michael Porter going to Chicago.
I don't think so because I think he fits in the same mode as Laurie Marketing. you can't have all these bigs on the perimeter, right? So you can't have all these bigs on the perimeter, right?
Okay.
So I don't think that you'll be able to play him and Lloyd Markin on the perimeter together. Like, you got to have somebody on the block.
On my other list, I had Mobamba going in.
That's fine. And you get rid of Robert Lopez.
Is he still there? Nah, I'm joking.
You see what I'm saying? So I got Jaren Jackson going 7 to the Bulls.
Okay. Not a problem.
The Cavs at 8.
Number 8, Cleveland. I got Colin Sexton.
We finally agreed on one.
Oh, you got? Okay.
Besides the first one. I got Colin Sexton. I feel like you got to get.
Got to.
Got to get him.
Got to.
I feel like George Hill.
Who?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Jordan Clarkson, good on your second unit, but he got to play off the ball. He can't play the point.
At all.
Got to get Jose Calderon. Do me a favor. Retire.
Retire. And come on the show.
Pissing me off.
I don't mind you coming on the show.
Pissing me off.
Calderon, you could come on the show. And
Definitely. You're more than welcome. Pull up. I got a chair for you right here. And
Right
another
now.
chair in the corner. Another
Right
chair
now.
in the corner. Pick.
Let's just give it
And
up,
we got
all right?
some water for you. Like water. You pissing me off, Jose Calderon. Get out of here.
So we agree with number 8. Number 9, I have Trae Young.
With the Knicks?
I have Trae Young going to the
So
Knicks.
you would send him to the Knicks that already have that. We
Who?
have 3 point guards already.
Who?
And we drafted one with our 7th pick last year who I'm still pissed about.
Who?
Got
Only
Frank.
person I like is Trey Burke. That's the only point guard on the Knicks I like.
I like Moutier. I was a huge Moutier fan.
Okay, cool.
I think he'll be a good backup in New York. I think he'd be a great backup.
I like Trey Burke as the backup.
But I think you get Trey Burke out of there. And what do you do with Frank? You can't. Frank couldn't throw the ball.
Frank, you just
listen.
put him on the D League until
Nah,
it's time for his contract.
Nah, he
to be
plays.
done.
He impacts. He plays defense too well to
Really?
put him in the
Come
G
on,
League. Look,
Come on.
Frank
Let's
couldn't
make-
throw a
let's
rock
make it-
on the ocean, in the ocean, standing on the beach.
He couldn't hit water if he stood in the boat. If he was in the boat.
That's what I'm saying. So I think, but you drafted him so high, you got to play him. You got to keep him, unless you're gonna trade him and you really, really get something good.
You're
So-
not gonna get anything.
So
good
I
from him.
think I got Wendell Carter going 9th to the Knicks.
Okay.
Porzingis wants to play the perimeter, fine. We need somebody who can be able to throw the ball inside to. Wendell Carter can be that guy. I think.
I had Wendell Carter on my other list too.
Your other list. So who's on that pick on your other list? Or there's no other list?
Which one? No, it's just the 2.
It's just the two?
Just the 2. Come
Okay,
on. I
just
just
making
told you
sure.
two.
I don't know with you. I
Listen,
don't know with you.
You gotta know. I just told you.
All right, cool. 10th pick. So how does this work? So the Sixers get the Lakers pick because it's the 10th
Yes,
pick,
because
right?
it's the 10.
Okay, cool.
I got Mikal Bridges.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
Interesting. So you think what do you do with Robert Covington?
I think Mikal can come off the bench.
Okay.
I think he can come off the bench.
Hometown, like him playing in that Villanova and all that. You think they'll bring him off the bench?
Yes.
I don't think so. But okay. Who do I have? Shea Gilgeous-Alexander from Kentucky.
I don't know. I'm just okay. So you bring him as coming off the bench.
Not even. I think you halfway through the year you can start him.
You still have Fultz.
You got to play Fultz off the ball. You cannot play Fultz on the ball. They didn't bring him in to play the point. Okay. He's better. He's a better basketball player with the ball.
So you think so? Halfway through the season, you think he'll start?
Cool.
You drafted Fultz at the number 1 pick.
Right.
He got to show that whatever the situation. So you bring. So he's gonna come off the bench the remainder of his career with the Sixers.
Nah, because I don't know what you're gonna do with JJ Redick.
Okay, so JJ might be gone. So you're gonna start. So let's just say JJ is gone. Fultz does not shoot the ball good enough to be that 2 to start. So who are you gonna? So you get? I don't see it.
I see you going in a lineup with Saric and Embiid, who both can shoot the ball.
Okay.
Ben Simmons, Markel Fultz, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So athletic.
So you're gonna have Covington coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Your best shooter in that lineup coming off the bench.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm entitled to my opinion.
I don't think he's an NBA starting small forward either.
Who?
Robert Covington.
Okay. I go with that.
So that's why I think you get Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I think your point guard situation, what struggle was Ben Simmons was outside of TJ. TJ McConnell's marginal, but you could get TJ McConnell's marginal in terms of like he's good. He brings a good energy. But in terms of making other guys around him better as a point guard, you only really had Ben Simmons, right? But when you took that away, other guys weren't able to get into like that rhythm because he wasn't able to create for them. Now you have somebody who can play with the ball in their hands. They're a bigger guard, which you like in the NBA now, which you're seeing in the NBA that can now come and make other plays for other people. And he's pretty good on the defensive end. He could guard multiple positions in the NBA, stuff like that. So that's why I like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with the 10th pick to the 76ers.
Okay. Number 11, Charlotte.
We need some perimeter scoring. I think you're going to go with Kevin Knox. We have no perimeter scoring outside of Kemba Walker. None. Kevin Knox was the 11th pick to the Charlotte Hornets.
Okay.
Who do you have?
Miles Bridges.
Ooh, I had him slipping out of the lottery.
You have him slipping out the
I
lottery?
have him slipping out of the lottery.
Ooh.
I have him slipping out of the lottery. He'll go like 15th. He'll like end out right outside the lottery.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't have him going lottery.
I got Miles Bridges.
I don't. Okay. To the
12.
Hornets. That could be impossible. That could be possible. That could be possible. Okay.
12, Clippers.
They got 12 and 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Mikal Bridges,
Okay.
Robert Williams out of Texas A&M.
Interesting. Why?
Fits the Blake Griffin mold.
Okay.
Athletic, rebounds, runs the floor. Kind of plug him in that same spot. And you still got an athlete that goes in that front court, even if you lose DeAndre Jordan.
Okay. Got you.
And you've already scrapped that team and you started going young. So
I like
these are
that.
two good pieces, two good young pieces. They're not going to be superstars in the NBA, but I think for what you need, I think you know that you're not attracted to any superstars, and you're probably not going to make the playoffs the next 3 years. So why not? If you're going to go young, you made acquisitions for Tobias Harris and Avery Bradley, right? So you got Avery Bradley, Tobias Harris, Mikal Bridges, Robert Williams. Now you're able to mix some things up. You go get a young big, you go get you a point guard in free agency or maybe next year. With Austin Reeves, you figure it out. You stay young.
Okay. Got you.
Who do you got?
So, it was a toss-up with me. So, I had, I did a little digging, So I got Kyrie Thomas from Creighton and Kevin Knox, 11 and 12.
You got Kyrie Thomas from Creighton going lottery.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
I know you were smoking on
Why?
here. I know
Why?
you were smoking on
Why?
here. That's the
I
second
had
craziest thing you said.
Alexander, but I was like, you know what?
That's the second craziest thing you said.
The second?
That's the second.
That's good because I'm good for craziness. That's good. I like it. But I got Kyrie Thomas and Kevin Knox.
That's the second craziest thing. First you said Wendell Carter on Magic.
Okay.
You can't even name the
So
point
when
guard
it
in
happens, what are you gonna do?
Magic. I need to smoke whatever you're smoking because obviously it's good stuff.
When it happens,
And if it doesn't happen, fire your weed man.
okay, cool.
Can we agree to that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And 14th to Denver.
Lonnie Walker out of Miami. Now, mind you, we think completely different about this basketball stuff, right? So I'm thinking, all right, you got a young guy, Jokic, right? That's your guy right now.
The Joker.
You got Paul Millsap, veteran, who probably got another good 3 years left, right? Because the way he plays, he doesn't put a lot of wear and tear on his body. So your front court is really set.
Okay.
Jamal Murray, backcourt, point guard, right? And then you have a drop-off. Well, not really a drop-off, but you have Gary Harris, who's had good games. Who's had good games for you. But he's not a good starting shooting guard. I think he leaves a lot to be desired in the athletic field. He's not really that athletic, right? And then Will Barton, who gets buckets, but I think Will Barton's going to go chase the bag because he put up crazy numbers off the bench, and he's an unrestricted free agent. So I think he's going to lose him. So I think right away, you go get another guard who can score in the backcourt with Jamal Murray that could kind of create his own shot.
Okay.
So Lonnie Walker can knock down the open three, but Lonnie Walker is athletic.
Absolutely.
He's going. I don't think he's going to go to the combine, but if he does, I think he'll be one of the top 5 in testing in terms of athletic ability if he does go to the combine. So, with that being said, I think Lonnie Walker sneaks into the lottery pick and he goes 14th to the Denver Nuggets.
And you know what's crazy? I narrowed that 14th pick to 2 people.
Cool.
One was Lonnie Walker,
Okay.
and the other one was Shea Alexander. Now, I didn't think, I was like, you know what?
I can see Shea Gilgeous-Alexander dropping
So
to
I was
14
like, you know what?
and letting
Pick
Jamal
him up
Murray
coming
shoot the
off
3 ball off the bench. Okay.
So-
Off the ball.
So
Okay.
that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
And since you pick Lonnie Walker, I don't want to pick the same person you pick because we already got 2 people that's the same. So I'm going to go with Alexander.
And that's it.
That's it.
And that's that.
That's our picks
That's that.
for the draft.
That's that. Good job. I don't think
all right.
either. You did all right too. I don't
right.
think we
You
would
did
get
all right.
fired on any of these picks. I think this might be a pretty good draft.
I like it. We need to get our own team or something. You know, we get some money or something.
We ain't got that much money.
We don't. We gonna try though.
We ain't got that much
We
money.
gonna try.
We're gonna need a whole lot of backing.
Man,
Switching to baseball.
baseball.
Robinson Cano has been suspended. Excuse me,
this hurts.
suspended.
This
Suspended
second
80
bad.
games for testing positive for an illegally banned substance. Not a performance enhancing drug, but an illegally banned substance.
And this hurts me because I'm actually a Robinson Cano fan.
Huge Robinson Cano fan.
Yankees, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge fan, and it hurt, you know. And you know, the question is, you know, does it hurt his legacy?
And his chances at Cooperstown?
And I'm gonna be honest with you, the chances of Cooperstown is very doubtful. But now, before that, if people say, "Oh, okay, why are we talking about Cooperstown?" He was on his way to the Hall.
Yeah.
He was on. I don't know if everybody follows baseball.
When he wore that Yankee
But
uniform, he was the
Cano-
best second baseman in baseball.
Robinson Cano was on his way to Cooperstown. He has 305 home runs, 304 batting average, 1,200 RBIs, 522 doubles.
Listen. At one point, right, in a Yankee uniform, you had Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, Robinson Cano, and if I'm not mistaken, Mark Teixeira
Teixeira.
or Jason Giambi, right?
Mark Teixeira.
Mark Teixeira. You had a Hall of Fame infield.
Insane.
It's a Hall of Fame infield. Because
Insane.
if I'm not mistaken, Marcus Teixeira has 500 career home runs as well, right?
Yeah. He hit 500.
A-Rod speaks for itself. Derek Jeter speaks for itself.
3,000 hits. He's on his way to 3,000 hits.
Cano.
He has 2,400.
He gets in the Hall of Fame, no brainer.
No brainer without this.
No brainer. I don't think it hurts his legacy. Usually the first one, you kind of like, you're a slap. Not a slap on the wrist, but he's looking at you in one eye, but you can still get in. Like, it's a fake ID, but it look real. I can't really prove it because I don't got the machine to prove
A-Rod
it.
only had one
What?
incident.
Yeah. So I think they kind of like, now, if he gets suspended again and he get the whole year, like Manny,
But see, I think now how they frown at this stuff, you know,
but it wasn't
hurts.
a performance enhancing. I think that's the thing. I think at this
Banned
age,
substance.
huh?
It
It
was
was a
banned
banned substance. So, you know, certain things, like I think his disposition, like, yo, I'm one of the older guys in the MLB. Now, I've been doing this 15 years.
And you haven't caught
And the
anything.
thing with, not even, but the thing with professional sports people get is you got the youth. It's a youthful game. That's why we give people like LeBron James and all these people so much credit because they've been doing it for so long. Because it's a youthful game. You got to realize, when you came into certain leagues, guys were almost born or close to being born.
Absolutely.
When he got drafted, when he made his MLB debut in 2003, there's probably teammates that were probably 5 years old. And he's still being productive. So at this, you start taking things that you start putting yourself on a regimen.
He said when he was hurt, you know, he was taking he got it from his doctor. You know, it was prescribed, whatever situation. He did not know that it was something in it, which I understand.
Because it's prescribed by not only doctors in the Dominican Republic, but doctors in America as well.
Absolutely. But, you know, we can look at it as like, okay, this, that, and the third. It can happen. But there's people inside like Justin Verlander who came out and said, okay, here we come with an excuse. It's people that think just like him. And it can be people that think just like him that makes that final decision if you get into the Hall of Fame or not.
I think he still gets in.
I hope he still gets in.
I think he still gets in.
I think it will.
Because it's not like he did this. It's not like this is tracing back like years and years and years. Like it came out in year 15. So when he wasn't taking this as a Yankee, when he was at the top of his game and he was kicking everybody's behind. Nah, man. Nah. We're not going for that, man.
We'll see.
We're not going for that. I think he gets in.
Hopefully he does get in. He deserves to get in. So, the Supreme Court
Right.
has legalized gambling in sports.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with the ruling?
You had to. It's one of those things you had to. You tried to ban alcohol and they drank anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You tried to ban marijuana and they smoke anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You try to ban gambling, they're going to gamble anyway.
They've been gambling.
And they're going to continue to gamble. So if you're gonna gamble, you might as well tax it and get some money back. Makes sense. Am I wrong?
Absolutely not.
Makes sense.
I'm just letting you speak your mind.
It makes sense. I've used Draft Champions. My friends, we've used Champions. We don't do the $50 games and nothing. We do like the $3 to $5, the $1 game. Put $5 on when you get paid. Only when you get paid though. I'm broke, baby. We do the free ones. You do free before like 3:00. May get in. It'd be like 300,000 people, so you know you're not gonna win. But it don't cost you nothing because it's free. So you do those things, and they're pretty fun. They're competitive, you know. This year we're gonna do a T.O.P.I.C.S fantasy football. We got to. We got to do a T.O.P.I.C.S fantasy football league.
Absolutely.
Things like that, you know. So I think it makes sense. So I agree with the rule. It makes sense, you know. At least you can kind of like put it like you can kind of monitor it a little bit better now, because they was gonna do it with or without your approval.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with this.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Listen, the government is all about making money.
Duh. That's why I'm still confused why they haven't legalized
Exactly.
marijuana in
So,
all 50 states.
But you see, once they realize, like, okay, these other people are making way too much money. And we need a part of this. They need parts. That's why when they banned alcohol and it was being bootlegged and everybody was making money underground, they had to start taxing it, bring it back, and start taxing it. Same thing now that they start doing with marijuana.
Even though not in all 50 states.
Dispensaries in California is a growing, huge. Denver, huge.
I think marijuana is 50% of I don't think it's that high, but I know it's more than 10% of California's economy. It helps the economy.
It's crazy. Everybody's seen for years and years how Vegas and New Jersey were making money off gambling. So, with that being said, understand. I want everybody to think just because they agreed and that legalized gambling in sports doesn't mean you could just go out right now and bet on a game. That doesn't mean that right now. Each state has their own rights, so they make their own rules on gambling for sports. So right now, the main states was Nevada and New Jersey. So now believe the next states up are New York, Connecticut, West Virginia, and somewhere else. But this is huge. Gambling is a $250 million market.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of money.
Matter of fact, a multi-billion-dollar
market. It's a multi-dollar market. It's got to be a multi-billion-dollar market.
It's multi-million-dollar market. Multi-billion-dollar market. I apologize, because Nevada just last year made $250 million by themselves.
We're not including Los Angeles, not including New York
and New Jersey,
or Miami.
So, with that being said, of course they had to do this.
Right.
They're missing out on way too much money.
No, I agree with you. If I was DraftKings, right? I'm DraftKings, and what's the other? FanDuel. I'm opening like a Buffalo Wild Wings kind of. Remember going back? I'm about to bring it back for you for the one time. Remember the ESPN Zone?
Yes.
I'm making something like the ESPN Zone, where you could come in. I'm making it kid friendly and all that. Where you can come in. One side is an arcade. ESPN Zone was dope because you had all the TVs on the bottom floor was the arcade.
Insane.
Then upstairs you had the 2-floor level restaurant, and you could watch all the games and all. I think if I'm DraftKings, I'm opening something like that. Yeah. I'm getting I'm opening something like that.
Horse racing has. You go to horse racing.
You go to OTB and all that. They had a whole bunch of OTBs popping up and all that. Off-track betting. I'm opening one. I'm having a restaurant. We selling all the wings. Come in, bet the games. I'm having kiosks where you could submit your lineup. So if you can't do it on your phone, submit your lineup. And I'm having in-store contests. I'm doing all that.
But now it has to be person-to-person betting though. So it has to be a person. Right now, then I doubt that they're going to be doing online betting because they don't want people from other states trying to bet in another state where their state is still not.
That's we'll come in with the kiosk and then only make it accessible to those customers.
Okay.
And do it like that. So, man, I got ideas, bro.
I mean, it's amazing and it's great. Bro. Now you know who's gonna hurt though. Who? It's gonna hurt Vegas. Vegas is gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's gonna you be all right.
They're no longer the monopoly.
Right. But that's only in one entity. That's only in one entity, though.
But no, for the most part, they were the only market that's really allowed sports betting outside of Jersey. But now Jersey's on the East Coast.
However,
they control that.
This is
They're
what
gonna-
I think.
they're
This is
gonna
what I
hurt.
think. I think it's gonna hurt Vegas, but how Vegas is gonna recover is now they're just gonna charge you more to bet in Vegas to cover up the loss, right? Because people are still gonna. All the fights are still in Vegas, right?
Okay.
All the fights are still in Vegas, right? So people are gonna go to those.
Okay.
Still, you're still gonna get the tourists right in, and then people are gonna gamble. People are gonna bet. I think you're just gonna have to. You got the hockey team now that's creating some buzz. You're gonna get that revenue going crazy.
But what I'm saying is this though, if it's going to be tough to hike their betting, right? They may do it, but understand, Cali, if they do pass a little, Cali is 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away driving. There's professional bettors that live their life for betting.
That's like, but my whole thing with the Vegas, why I think it'll be okay, is because it's like you have like ballers. Like if you want to ball, you gotta like. You can't say like if you played ball in you can't say like you never played in Rucker, you never played in Gersh, you never played in Dykeman, you never played in West Fourth. You can't say that. Like if you were a baller, you had to like put those jerseys on, whether you're a pro or not. Right? So if you're a professional bettor, you gotta go to Vegas. Like Vegas is just like that's where it is. That's the epicenter. It's the Mecca. You gotta do it.
I get that. I get that part. But if you boost your prices to the point, like let's just say for example, like in New York,
They're gonna bite the bait because it's like yo, it's more money.
I get that. No, not all right. But if you're gonna have to bet more now. These bets are doubled. Let's just say they doubled here in Vegas, like in New York when gas prices was going out sky high. Where'd you go? Connecticut. You'll take that hour drive, 45-minute drive to Connecticut.
It was stupid because you had to drive more, so you wasted more gas.
But
and
listen,
two, I ain't
he
have
used
a
to
car.
go get gallons.
Two, I ain't have a car.
But listen, all right, we got to take a quick break.
Metro swipe.
We got to take a quick break. When we come back, we have some more topics here on IBNX Radio.
BNX, IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
And we're back. You're listening to the topics here on IBNX Radio. Quick, fast, we were just talking about them legalizing betting. So, let me ask you something. Now that betting has been legalized in sports, should Pete Rose
Let him in.
get in the
Let
Hall
him
of Fame?
in. Numbers is crazy. Let him in.
And you talking about me busting eardrums, boy?
Let him in. Let him in. Man has suffered enough. With like 30 years or something like that.
Insane. I promise you, they were gonna really
Hold him out. They was
hold him out.
They was
He
gonna die.
was never gonna see himself good. He was gonna
die
die
before they
before
put
he
him
get
in.
him.
Nah, you gotta let him in. Come on, man. Come on.
It's insane.
Come on.
His numbers to be left out of baseball.
Come on, man.
Hall of Fame.
And it wasn't even like he was like point shaving. He bet on himself.
He bet on himself. That's what makes it like I'm not betting on shaving. Like, no, I'm betting that I'm gonna win this game by this amount. I'm gonna have two. I'm betting on myself.
If you can do that. You're nasty if you can do that. And I think the people. I think what bothers people. Not only did he bet on himself, he bet on himself and he was winning. I think that's what really bothered people.
Winning.
Like you arrogant mother. Like
Winning.
you arrogant so and so. I think that's what bothered people. Like not only were you betting on yourself, but you were betting on yourself and you were winning.
That's insane. How do you? This man has over 4,000 hits. Over 4,000 hits. 17 All-Star games.
Nah, he gotta get in, bro. I mean, there's no need to talk about the numbers. I mean, if you want to bring up the numbers, bring up the numbers. But
I'm just saying, for people listening, like this man is not in the Hall of Fame because he bet on himself.
Not because he bet and he sabotaged the game and he underperformed on purpose to take a bigger pay cut.
But you know what's gonna be crazy? That there's gonna be some people says it doesn't matter if it's legalized now because when he did it, it wasn't illegal.
I guess.
Just like with the whole dispensary and marijuana being legal in some places, they're not letting these people out of jail.
Listen, people, listen.
They're not letting these people out of jail
Listen,
because
the
when they did it, it was
stupidest thing
legal.
is, listen, if I'm president, I'm legalizing weed in all 50 states. Why? Because I'm opening a whole bunch of dispensaries, and you know how I'm spending that to all the people that don't want to smoke weed or you upset? Creating jobs. Because you got to get somebody to work in these things.
It's insane. But let's moving on to some football
I'm
talk.
not a politician.
Neither am I. Neither am I. Moving on to some football talk. Lamar Jackson says Joe Flacco has not reached out to him. Return calls or texts. Do you have a problem with Flacco dodging Lamar Jackson?
It's not. Welcome to the NFL, youngster. You're ultimately here to replace me. Is that fair to say?
Okay.
I still feel like I'm still productive. So
Okay.
he may have taken it as a slap in his face. So he's like, he may look at it as not as I'm grooming this young guy because I'm set, I'm successful. Like if it was Peyton Manning would have took him under the wing. Because you ain't taking Peyton Manning's spot. Peyton Manning done when Peyton Manning say he done.
So then what's the...
Listen.
Go ahead.
So therefore, and I'm not saying this is okay. So what I'm saying is...
what are you saying?
What I'm saying is that this is why he's doing it. Because he probably still looks at Lamar Jackson like, yo, this is my competition.
Okay, you can tell me why he's doing it, but how do you feel? Do you think it's right or wrong?
Yo, calm down.
Nah, because you're jumping around the question. I need you to answer that question.
No, I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it.
All right, now you can.
I don't like it. As a veteran, as a veteran, if you really feel like, yo, you're that guy still, prove it. Like, yo, I'm still that guy, youngster. Hold on, I'm gonna teach you the ropes, but I gotta show you some things or two. I'm still that guy. I still have a Super Bowl. You know, so I don't like it, but I understand it. Welcome to the NFL, youngster. I think if it's Lamar Jackson, I'm like, all right, cool. I tried. Y'all can't say I didn't try. Cool. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna learn what I gotta learn. I'm not gonna really reach out to him. I'm not really going. I'm gonna soak it up how I can soak it up. But now it just adds fuel to my fire. If I'm Lamar Jackson, like, all right, now I gotta get you out of here quicker than I anticipated. They was talking about sitting me. Nah, sit me in the preseason week 1. If I'm not starting, I'm mad. That's the kind of competitive nature I'm gonna have.
Absolutely.
It might be unrealistic. Like you still might not start, but that's the kind of competitive nature. Like, yo, I got 4 weeks to start. What's up? Let's do this.
Absolutely.
It's one of those. If I'm Lamar Jackson, that's me though.
Like you said, okay, I understand that he's angry, but it's wrong. It makes no sense to me. If you feel a way, don't be mad at the person that they drafted. Be mad at the front office and show them that they didn't need to draft him. Why are you mad at the rookie coming in? All he's trying to do is reach out. You know what? Maybe you can show him some things. Okay, listen, Rook, this is my spot. I'm going to show you some things, but I'm also going to show you, like, I'm not losing my spot. Like, this is what you need to plan to get as good as. Playing basketball, we know when we moved up in either to varsity or we moved up, you know, in college or on the professional level, wherever, there might have been a guy that had that spot before you that might have been better than you. It's been situations where they may have shunned you off, but for the most part, okay, no. In practice, I'm going to bust yo. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what it is, Rook. I'm going to show you what it is. And that's what I want to see. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear that you can't respond to.
And all that.
Like, okay, if you don't want to pick up a call, okay. But a text, you can't respond to a text message? That's childish.
And I'm pretty sure he probably reached out to them on something like, yo, happy to be on the team, man. If there's anything, I would love to learn under you. Look at you as a mentor. I'm pretty sure he came to him humbly.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with?
I'm pretty sure he
him?
came to him humbly.
You
only make yourself look good. You only make yourself look good.
Right now, you're making yourself
look
looking
very bad.
Doesn't make any sense. You're mad at the wrong person.
Right.
If anything, be mad at yourself for playing that way last year.
Right.
Be mad at yourself.
I agree. All right, so this is breaking news today. Right, we had to add this on. This wasn't on the original docket last night, but I felt like this was very, very, very important for us to add. Michigan State University issued $500 million. Let me say this again: $500 million in a settlement to the sexual assault victims. What's your thoughts? $500 million.
Listen, money can't take away any,
Shake your hand on that one.
Huh?
I'm gonna shake your hand on that one. I'm gonna shake your hand on that one. 'Cause that was the point I was going to bring up.
Money cannot take away anything that happened to you. These are serious crimes. I understand money can't make it disappear. Yes, okay, it was a favorable amount. I understand you're paying it, but that does not take away the pain and the suffering these people had to endure.
These young women are probably going to be ruined for life.
For life.
Like, part of them is going to be ruined for life. Like, part of them may never even look at another man the same. That you never know. They may not get married because they may not trust another man again.
Exactly. And these these are scars. These are internal scars that cannot be healed by money. It's a hell of a down payment.
Nope. I mean,
it's-
soften the blow a little
It's
bit.
a hell of a down payment.
Squeeze
I
my
tell you
butt.
that.
If somebody squeeze my butt and I get $50 million, listen, listen. Not to make light of the joke and not to make fun of them, yo, because I know what they went through was tragic, man. But listen, somebody squeeze my butt, so I get $50 million, please, really quick.
But
'Cause I got some things to pay for. But I mean, like, I think that's a great point, man. Like you said, $500 million. I think there's not enough money ever. Like, you could have been $500 billion, and it wouldn't have been enough. And it wouldn't have been enough. But I'm glad to see that this happened instead of it being swept under the rug, or this being like something that was ongoing and been reported for years, decades,
absolutely,
and not being anything done about it. And then almost 30 years to go, those people, they had to endure 30 years of pain. I feel like it was big because this put them in Front Street. Like, yeah, it's not the money aspect, but the fact that
now it's out.
This has happened this year. This came out towards the end of last year, and it happened this year. And I had this not resolved, but you've kind of addressed this and keep addressing it. Like the whole Sandusky thing, they were reporting that since the 70s. Since the 70s, yo. And for it to come out, what?
Nasty.
When was it? 2012, 2013 or something around that time? That's 30 years that's past the pain. I'm happy that hasn't happened again. I'm happy that it hasn't happened again. And I hopefully, like, this is like, yo, this won't ever happen again. Like, let that be known. Like, yo, we got to handle this.
It's disgusting.
We got to handle this fast, expeditiously, like my Joe Clark, expeditiously. And you got to attack this with aggression. Like, what, they getting 30 years, 40 years, something like that?
Yes.
Deserve it. Should have did life.
Should have.
Should have did life.
Come on, man.
Should have did life, man. Should have did life.
Disgusting. It's despicable.
Should have did life. Should have did life. So when I read that, I was like, ooh, cool. Like, not cool, but like, good. Good. It should have been $1 billion, but you probably ain't had $1 billion. But okay. All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
On a lighter note,
staying in the women topic though.
Staying in the women topic.
I'm
on
excited.
a lighter note,
I'm excited.
We gotta show respect to our women.
I'm excited.
Our women's sports.
Still excited.
I'm excited too.
I'm very excited.
The WNBA season kicks off Sunday.
Who plays?
What teams and players are you most
Who plays on Sunday?
excited to see?
Who plays on Sunday?
You asking me? Who
Yeah,
plays?
man, you don't know.
Do you know?
Yeah,
You
it's
wrote
the
it down?
Lynx and the Sparks.
Okay.
Minnesota Lynx and the Sparks. Hey, Candace.
That's
Hey, Candace.
you see.
I got Napoleon complex,
You see?
people, ladies and
You see?
gentlemen. If
You
you
see?
don't know, I sit in chairs and I got it all the way high. I'm sure in real life, right? Listen here, I've been in love with Candace Parker since Candace Parker was in college. All 6'5".
Well, she has she's divorced now, so
Good.
you have a shot.
Listen here, Candace.
Listen, man, answer the question, man.
Obviously, like, you got your veterans, man. You got your Candace Parkers, got your Simone Augustus, you gotta keep it up for the hometown, Epiphany Prince and Tina Charles,
Absolutely.
your Diana Taurasi's, your Atlanta Della Dons,
Della Dawn.
Angel McCautry's, your Brittany Griners.
Absolutely.
Another personal favorite, who I loved in college, Renee Montgomery.
Yo, I
I
a little
love
thing for it,
Renee Montgomery in college. Arguably the best female basketball player right now, Maya Moore. Like, Sylvia Fowles is still like.
I don't know who's arguing, but okay. This
People argue that still, man, listen, that product that they put on, listen, this got to get on the biggest stage, man. Like, I don't know how this got to get on the biggest stage, man.
They
Like,
starting the season off with the
Skylar
championship.
Diggins too. Skylar.
I feel she's gonna have a good season this year.
Yeah, I think she got like something to prove. Skylar Diggins.
Absolutely.
But then you got the new girls. You got some of the returning, like Breonna Stewart, Mariah Jefferson, who was on that team with her, who was on that college team. Jewel Lloyd, go get her. Love Jewel Lloyd. Kelsey Plum. You got some girls, and then you got the rookie girls. Hi, Victoria.
Yo, I knew you was gonna go there.
You know I was gonna say
knew
that,
you was
bro.
gonna go
You know
there.
I was gonna say Victoria Vince. Don't even do that.
That's okay.
You know
No
I was gonna
problem.
say that. I'm excited, man. I'm excited, man. I think we got to really do some some press and some coverage on the WNBA. Like we really got to talk about it a little bit more, man. We really got to talk
Sort of
about
effort
it.
to speak about it more. I'm excited to see this season. You know, of course, the few names that you said and the teams. I want to see the Storm this year. They had a bad season last year. They went 15-19, missed the playoffs. But I feel this year can be a good comeback season for them because they've always been a dynamic force in the West. They've always been up there with Sue Bird, and you know, they acquired Natasha Howard from the Lynx.
Mm-hmm. So she got that championship pedigree.
So she has that. They also got in their fourth year Miss She Got Game star Jewel Lloyd. You seen it? The She Got Game. So
but I just said Jewel Lloyd. Like I'm excited to see
okay,
Jewel Lloyd.
Okay.
But I haven't seen the She Got Game.
But she's a star. Everybody doesn't know. You know, they have the female version of He Got Game. She Got Game. She had a great season last year, her third season. Each year she went up in scoring. I believe the first year was like 11, second year 16. Last year she averaged 17. She was ninth in scoring. Then, you know, of course we talk about Breonna Stewart.
Bad girl.
Second leading scorer in the league. 20 points per game. You know, 8 rebounds. And then you add her with the veteran, Sue Bird.
Sue didn't retire? I thought she called it quits.
No, not yet. She has one more year. This is the last year, right?
I think she called it quits.
You think so?
I think she called
Sue
it
Bird?
quits.
Well, listen.
Yeah,
But they drafted Jordan Canada as, you know, from UCLA.
That's why I think they drafted her because I think Sue called it
She's
quits.
the-
Jordan
no, I think
Canada,
it's
though,
the last year.
get busy.
Absolutely.
She gets busy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nah,
Absolutely.
people don't understand. You not understand this. When I say she gets busy, she gets busy.
She does. I can't take anything away from her. I can't take anything away from her. Anything. She gets it in. So
when you see a woman play, I would watch that game more before I watch a men's college game when she plays sometimes.
Cause she's real. No, people don't understand. She's like, she's real. She's real. I take nothing away from her.
Yeah, nigga, Moon McKay with the Sparks with Candace Parker. That 1-2 punch is gonna be crazy.
I want to see the Las Vegas Aces.
Who else did they have besides Asia? I know they drafted Asia Wilson with the number 1 pick, but who else did they get?
They got Kayla McBride, Mariah Jefferson, and Kelsey Plum.
Nah.
Yes.
They all went there?
Those were because they were from.
So San Antonio moved to Las Vegas. Oh, okay.
So they still have
expansion.
Nah, they still have those three. They
so
still have those three.
So you got the backcourt of Mariah Jefferson and Kelsey Plum with Kayla McBride that also went to UConn, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
And Asia Wilson,
And
who's
Asia
going to be
Wilson.
she's going to be an all-star this year. She's going to be one of the better bigs in the WNBA in the next 3 years.
And
if not the best.
the veteran, I've had a chance to meet her. Very cool woman, and she gets busy as well. T. Young. She gets busy. She gets busy. They have veteran leadership, and they have. Listen, I want to see this.
Can they make the playoffs?
Yes.
Can they make the playoffs?
They have a chance to, and they added Bill Lambie as their coach.
He's done a great job in the WNBA.
Come on, he has 2 NBA Coach of the
with
Year.
the Detroit Shock.
Yes,
In the championship,
in the
right?
championship.
Yeah, was it Cheryl Ford when she was Malone's daughter, Cheryl Ford?
Mm-hmm. Championship pedigree. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, they had a very bad season last year, very bad. But you know, Asia Wilson is a different beast. She's probably one of the most coveted rookies coming in.
Can we get an update on the score? Not to cut you off. Can we get I'm getting an update from the score right
So while you get the update,
now. No, the game coming at 9 o'clock, right? The game isn't on right now.
comes on at 9.
Game comes on at 9, so we almost there, right?
But since we're talking about that game, who do you have winning?
Not Houston. I think Houston's gonna tie the series. I hope Houston tie the series. I'll be upset.
You
if
hope?
Houston
You
don't
hope?
tie it. I'm calling out.
I'm hearing sweep. Everybody's yelling out
Ooh, Don't be
sweep.
disrespectful.
Everybody's yelling out sweep.
Don't be disrespectful.
So let me ask you something. If Golden State wins tonight, is it a sweep?
It is a sweep.
Wait,
Because you're not
wait,
winning.
wait.
They're not losing to Golden State. You're not losing to Golden State. Golden State's like Wakanda, bro.
You said what?
Golden State's like Wakanda. Yo, Golden State's like Wakanda, bro.
Listen, that's gonna be tough.
Who's the last team to win in Golden State on the playoffs?
Last team to win
In the playoffs in Golden State. Did the Pelicans beat them in Golden State?
last
In the playoffs in Golden State.
period.
Yeah.
I mean, Cleveland. Cleveland beat them.
What was that, 2 years ago?
Well, no, they had to lose.
I'm talking about in the playoffs, in the postseason.
OKC beat them because they went to Game 7. They went to a Game 7, but the year before.
That was 2 years ago, right?
They had to lose before. They had to lose after that.
Yo, bro.
At home, they had to.
But that's what I'm saying. They like Wakanda.
They had to. They had to lose at least one.
Bro. It's Wakanda. You're not winning. They're not. Houston is not winning in Wakanda.
So
I'm referring Golden State now to Wakanda.
Their series against Pelicans went
5. That's because they won Game 3, which is in New Orleans.
Okay, and first round they played
the Spurs. I think
they swept the Spurs.
Got them out of here. Stop playing with me.
They got them out of here early. So then you go last year. They played Cleveland. Cleveland. It was a 5-game sweep. 5-game sweep because they won Game 3, right? Or Game 4.
It don't matter. They won in Cleveland.
They won in Cleveland. Then the series before that, who did they play? We really have.
Yo, bro, I'm trying to tell you, it's Wakanda,
I think last
bro.
year they had to lose at least one game.
Yo, it's Wakanda, bro.
They had to lose at
it's
least
Wakanda.
one game.
Nah, Golden State is Wakanda.
They had to lose at least
Golden
one
State is
game.
Wakanda.
You sure?
Yo.
We have to look that up. If anybody's watching right now, can you please let us know?
Texas. One of y'all Texas.
Text one of us.
No, I'm telling you, the last time they lost was Game 7 finals. 2016 finals.
You serious?
In the postseason, it has to be. Nah, if they Houston loses, it's over. It's a sweep, bro. You're not winning in Wakanda. I said it like, yo, you got to split. Like, I said like you, in order for Houston to win, you had to win one in Wakanda. And then I'm not calling it Golden State. I'm calling it Wakanda. You got to win in Wakanda, bro. And I don't know.
They played San Antonio in the conference finals, right? Or Houston. They played them in the conference.
They lost.
All right, see? They lost.
But you see how long that took us?
But we got to
it's
it.
Still Wakanda. So they're averaging 1 loss per postseason?
At home? Dirty. That's disrespectful.
And then the year before they lost 2?
Yeah.
Bro.
What's up?
That's crazy.
Listen.
Nah, I think they lost 3 because I think Cleveland won twice. Cleveland had to win twice because they didn't have home court advantage. So they had to win twice and go to state. Even more shout-outs to LeBron because he wanted Wakanda twice in the finals. Nobody's talking to you.
So
nobody's talking to you.
We all know that series could have.
Yeah. But no. I think Houston gonna win tonight. I pray to God Houston gonna win tonight.
So what do they have to do to win tonight?
I told you, Eric Gordon got to show up and play well.
Eric Gordon had 15.
Nah, it's not enough.
He showed up in Game 3.
Stop.
In the third quarter.
You gotta lock Luke Mabute. You gotta hide his keys and his car keys.
So he don't show up to the game.
Nah.
He gonna take an Uber.
No. Cancel his car. So. Don't let him. Who are you? I don't know who you are.
They have to play him.
Nah. Like I really think.
He had a bad game. You can't.
Who was it Chris Sale that showed up to the who showed up to Yankee Stadium and pitched? And he took a taxi to the game and they didn't know who he was. What pitcher was that?
I don't know.
He pitched with the Phillies. Right-handed dude. It wasn't Chris Sale. Who was the dude?
And they didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like 5 years ago. Who was it?
Funny. I don't remember.
Nah, who was it? Why isn't it's not popping up to me? Yo,
We'll figure it out.
Nah, that's who it was. But that's who Luke Mabute is. He can take an Uber, they not gonna know who he is. Like they gonna drop him drop me off in the players' entrance. He'll be like, we can't go there.
That's how Terry Rozier was before the playoffs started.
Scary Terry. Where do I get a Scary Terry t-shirt from? I want one.
You need one?
Oh, I don't need one. I want one.
You a fan?
A Terry Rozier?
Yeah.
You got to. How do you not?
Oh, now you're a fan.
Always had appreciation for his game. I'm not a fan, but I support the movement, the Scary Terry movement.
Scary Terry. Okay.
So you're not gonna buy a t-shirt?
No, I'm not.
Why not?
I mean, that's just not me.
What you talking about?
That's just not me. You asked me a question.
Who's winning tonight, man? 'Cause you pissed me off. Who's winning tonight?
We got fake Houston fans.
I thought you liked the Pelicans.
Engineer. Yeah, look.
That don't make no sense. That's not smart.
So
I'm not smart.
You
So they
said
ain't got shea
Pelicans-
moisturizer when you buy your shampoo, so you gonna buy motions? Oh, all right. You can't do. Ooh, you
So-
fancy.
that's
Can't
fancy.
do that, cause
That's
listen, for
fancy.
everybody with good hair, you want your hair smell nice.
Get that can too.
Get that can too.
Listen, we are not sponsored by Can Too for y'all to be shouting them out.
So what, man? You gotta shout. You gotta give a little to
Listen,
give. You gotta give a little to get something.
If until they give something,
That's why you're handling like that now, because you know Can Too.
I use Can Too actually.
You don't.
I use
Last
Can
time I
Too.
see you use Can Too was when I brought it.
No,
When I
we have
used
Can
it.
Too in the house.
So you hooked up?
We have Can Too in the house.
What kind? What's the
Orange. Don't do that. We have Can Too right in the house. We got that. The bottle is orange. We know that. And we're giving them way too much. We're giving them way too much spread right now. Way too much spread. Way too much light.
Who win it? Who win it tonight?
You giving them way too much spread.
Who's winning
Right
tonight?
now.
Who's winning?
All right? That's all I'm saying.
Who's
That's all
winning
I'm saying.
tonight?
And maybe next time you can use a Can Too in your bed because you cut it.
That's
you
why I
think it's
cut
gonna
it, because
grow
it
in.
don't grow.
It don't grow.
But D can't fix that
Oh,
up there.
what's
And
going on?
that's you. What's going on?
Listen. But I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that.
All right, LeBron.
I'm all right with
All
that.
right, LeBron.
I'm all right with that.
All right.
I'm all right.
All right.
This is not the time and place, but I'm all right with that.
You know who you look like, right?
Who I look like?
David Ruffin.
David Ruffin? I've heard
Who's
this.
winning tonight? You got the
I've
David
heard
Ruffin.
this. I've
But
heard this.
you're
I've
not
heard this.
50. You like 30 something. How old are you?
I'm not.
39?
No, I'm not that old. see, why you
See,
talking?
I'm just saying. You told me something. You should have told
Why
you
you talking?
41.
But see, you know what? I
Come
didn't
on.
want the show to go this way because we still. we have
who's
time.
winning? We got a minute left. Who's
Listen,
winning? Who's winning?
listen.
Who's winning? I'm
But
sorry.
since you
Mr.
wanted to
Ruffin.
take it there, I was trying to keep it professional. I was trying to keep
Mr.
it
Ruffin,
professional.
who's winning?
But you're not
I'm
gonna come
going
out
ball
here,
right here.
with your gut out
I'm going blunt.
and your sweater open.
I'm going ball. I can have my gut up.
Why?
Girls like it.
Girls
they
like
wanna
what?
rub it. They be wanting
Rub
to rub
what?
it. They be wanting. I don't know. Women in Atlanta, they like me like that. I don't know why.
Okay, we got to keep it to sports. We got to keep it to sports.
Who's winning?
I have Golden State winning.
Okay. That's what you had to say, David.
I have. Oh, no, I'm David Ruffin.
You look like David Ruffin, bro.
Okay.
Now you like Eddie Kane. That's who you look like.
Nah, I don't
Nice
no
like
Eddie-
this.
I don't like no Eddie. Kane.
Ah,
I don't like no Eddie Kane. Well, it's the end of the show, so this is the silliness that we get into. I'm keeping it professional. We'll
So you gonna
talk.
throw me under the
we'll,
bus like
we'll-
that?
we'll definitely talk about this after the show. But you're tuned in to
Leave the
Topics
camera
here
on.
IBNX
Leave the camera
Radio.
on. Leave it rolling.
I'm Tone Taylor,
I'm Chris Harris. Appreciate everybody from tuning in.
and this is Topics, and we're out.
IBNX Radio.